Hey guys, welcome back to Iron Sharpens Iron. I'm Jose.
I'm Felipe.
And today we have a very special guest, my friend Antwan, and we're going to be discussing the fitness industry, personal branding, and 2024 goals. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back to Iron Sharpens Iron. This is my friend Antwan, and we're just going to get straight into the first question. Who is Antwan? Tell us your story.
Antwan Morrow, from Colorado. People always get shocked and like, what? There's black people out there? I'm like, yeah. What do you mean? Like, oh my gosh, people are funny. Anyways, from Colorado, Mountain High, Mile High City, Denver. I was born in 1990. My grandparents moved there. My grandpa was in the army, and then they got stationed there, and they ended up building a house the same year I was born. They still own that house, still live in that house.
Dope.
Yeah, so it's like my childhood house. Yeah, they moved into that house, and then I was born. I grew up there, graduated high school there. After I graduated high school, went to the Air Force like 2 weeks later. Played sports during high school. Football, basketball, track. Didn't play baseball. I played baseball Little League, but for some reason, like I didn't play it when I grew up. I think because my dad didn't really care for baseball, which honestly I wanted to play baseball, but
Dang,
yeah,
we'll never know.
yeah. Because we had those barbed fences, cross wires.
Yeah.
So I used to throw my baseball to the fence, and I would know if I was throwing it hard enough if the baseball would get stuck.
Yeah, stuck in the fence.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, I played baseball all through my life. I played
Okay.
baseball for like 18 years.
Yeah.
So same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you hit it, you throw it really hard, and it'll get stuck in the fencing.
Oh,
And that's
cool.
how you know you're launching it.
Yeah, because I used to want to be a
Bounce off.
pitcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I used to want to be a pitcher, so I used to always like throw it to the fence to try to stick it inside the fence. And my goal is trying to get it through the fence after that. Like, if I'm throwing it that hard, like now I know that I'm really like
Yeah.
putting the heater on it. So, but yeah, I didn't get to play baseball, which is okay because my dad just wanted me to focus on two sports, which I chose football, and then track was my second sport. And that was like after freshman year, because freshman year I was playing basketball, track, and football, and then senior year I played volleyball.
Oh, dope.
Was it senior year or junior year? I think it might have been junior year. Maybe junior year.
Okay.
I think junior year I played volleyball. But it was like a new program because there wasn't no men's volleyball team. So it was like a new program and they needed people to play.
Yeah.
So all like the guys from the football team like
Oh,
got
that's
together and
That's
played.
dope, bro.
And then sure enough, athleticism and just freak of natures, we were able to get second.
First year?
In state.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Yeah. So,
Hilarious.
yeah, but yeah, I definitely know how to hit a ball for sure. And then, fast forward, joined the military, 2009, 2 weeks after I graduated. Got stationed in Panama City, Florida. At the time, it was wild. It was the number one spring break spot in the world.
Oh, gosh.
In the world, not even the U.S. in the world.
And it still gets crazy, dude, from
Yeah,
what
I
I've
bet.
seen in the news. And
It
stuff.
still gets crazy,
Shutting
but
down
not
the
even
cities.
close. Not even close. Because even when I left, like when I was leaving, it was changing. And
Well, now with COVID and shit.
it wasn't as popping as it was. As far as I know, I could be wrong, but as far as I know, it's not like how it used to be. Like, because there was like D1 football players dying because they're falling off roofs, like trying to do stupid stuff, like go from one ledge to another ledge.
Oh, gosh.
Stupid, because there's girls down there, right?
Typical man.
Yeah. But I mean, you can understand like what type of environment I was in. So it was like very distracting.
Yeah, I was about to say, how do you focus through that?
I'll just say the least. It was very distracting. Like, when springtime comes and spring break starts, every week there's different sets of schools.
Oh, okay.
Because like,
just trickling.
and all the schools come together to that place,
Yeah.
right? So they all come together.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
we're talking about all like the top people, like you
Mm-hmm.
know, like all the like the players and the cheerleaders and the girls that want to be with the players.
Yeah.
Like all these type of people are coming to spring break, and then like you know, you got famous people, rappers, and all kinds of people there. Hulk Hogan,
Oh shoot.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. Wet t-shirt contests and all these type of things, just everywhere, literally everywhere, on the beach, in the clubs, like on the streets. Like a lot of action was happening in the parking lots. You know what I mean? Like parking lots and like on the streets. I remember like we're just swerving through lanes because the traffic's so slow, so everybody's just partying in traffic.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Jump-
that's what I've
it's
seen.
like a
Like,
movie.
yeah, like in movies, right?
Like
I've
literally,
seen it,
like just
yeah.
being like, "Yo, what's up? Hop in," and they'll just hop into the car, you know, to start drinking or whatever, or like we'll hop into
Damn,
their
the
car,
times, the
with
times.
hop into their car with a bottle.
Yeah, I really don't think
keep
it is like
drinking
that
like
anymore,
that.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you were the man too if you had a truck. Oh, if you had a truck, it's a wrap. Truck with a truck
Yeah,
bed.
that makes sense.
Yeah, all the girls gonna get on the
Jump
back
in.
like,
Yeah. Damn.
crazy. But yeah, you know, I survived that. That's why
Glad.
I was sharing that because it was like a pivotal moment to where like I kind of got like a lot of distraction. But at the same time, I met some really good people, some mentors who like kind of guided me on the path that I'm on now. Like I joined, like I went to college. A lot of people weren't going to college by their end. It's free, but a lot of people won't do it because it's kind of hard at the same time because you still have a full-time job, you know what I mean, and go to school. You know, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
And but you know, it was pretty set up for the military. Like they would like have like schools on the base, and they would do like special hours,
Okay.
and stuff like that.
To work with your guys' schedule. Nice.
Yeah,
So-
school used to be so cheap that you only had to work a full-time job during the summer and be able to save up enough bread to like pay for all your stuff. You don't have to go to school, you know.
Right.
At least you were in the military and you got it for free, and you
Right.
took advantage, man. Because
Right.
how you said, a lot don't take advantage.
Yeah.
How many years were you?
7.5.
Oh dang.
Yeah,
Okay.
7
Yeah.
and a
So you didn't even do just the basic contract.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually got an extension. So I was supposed to get deployed. I had got orders to get deployed from Panama City. Thank God, because I barely made it out. Like a lot. I'm
Yeah.
talking about a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of a lot of my friends got kicked out.
Wow.
At that base, I've never seen probably the most people I've ever seen get kicked out on a base.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
For like breaking curfews and or just drug.
doing drugs,
anything.
breaking
You
curfew,
name it, they
drinking,
broke the
drinking
rules.
underage for sure. Like people are getting
yeah,
hit
that's
all the
right.
time for drinking,
right.
drinking underage, and DUIs. DUIs
Oh
are
my
pretty
God.
much zero tolerance.
Yeah.
So if you get a DUI, you're pretty
You're
much
gone.
gone.
Wow.
You know.
for
And
you
then
to
at
survive
that time, they were doing they were smoking spice.
Oh yeah. That's when
I'm over
that's
here
when they
dry
blew up,
sneaking.
Spike.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no names, and I'm not saying that I did it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
That was
at
the
that time.
trend around then.
No, at that time.
2010, that
Yeah.
was Spice. Like that's when
Yeah.
it started dropping.
That spice stuff, and then you know, then people were like tired of the spice, and were like going to the real thing, and then people were getting popped. I remember like the spice thing was so big though because you know wasn't traceable, so
A lot
There
of
was-
the military was doing it.
a lot of military was doing it, and then like I remember a whole squadron, the police squadron actually, a whole like heap of them were all entangled into this like spice
Like ring.
conglomerate, and they all got kicked out, bro, because the one girl snitched on the whole lot,
Oh, they weren't playing.
and from there it was just like da 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 da.
And Spice was technically legal, no? You could get it at a smoke shop.
Yeah, you can get at the smoke shops,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then that's when I remember when they came through, and like the military made a rule about it. Like
Yeah. Even though it was legal, they're like, you can't have it here because all the people were just plopping, bro. They're
Yeah.
like losing it on that stuff.
yeah, yeah, that stuff was not healthy at all.
Cool. So, moving on to one of the first questions is, how did you get into the fitness industry?
Okay. So that kind of goes from that story on. So in 2015, I was stationed in the UK, in England.
sick.
Yeah, I was stationed at this base called RAF Mildenhall, and pretty sweet gig. I was based with special operations.
Oh, cool.
So the guys actually like really go do the job, right? So I was based there with pilots and navigators, operators, and spec ops. So, and I was the only tech guy. So I did tech in the Air Force, and I was the only tech guy. And so I pretty much had free range to do whatever I wanted within the unit because I was a one man army. So they gave me like special, you know,
Yeah.
things or whatever. But anyways, so that's when I got into like fitness because I was able to be more active because they're active all the time.
Yeah.
So I was able to be more active. Like I got introduced to like ruck marks, to like team like training, like different type of optical course training, and then CrossFit, which got me into lifting weights. I always lifted weights,
Yeah.
but more so for like vain purposes, like just looks. Even
Yeah.
though it's funny that I do it now for just looks, but then I got into it for like actual performance, and
Yeah.
actual like purpose. You know what I mean? So like, I would lift weights for just to like pump the arms, fill out the sleeves
Yeah.
before we go out to the beach. You know what I mean? Well, I guess I wasn't at the beach at that time, but just stuff like that. And then I got introduced to bodybuilding. I went to a seminar out there, and it was a bodybuilding seminar with two British bodybuilders. And I remember somebody asked them the question was like, "How often do you train abs?" They said, "I don't." They said, "Why not?" They said, "Because it's pointless because everybody has abs. Once you get down to a low body fat percentage, you'll see your abs."
Yeah.
Which I thought was the dumbest advice to this day. Because you do have abs, but it's just like, they're just like any other muscle. They're going to be small unless you work them out. So I just always remember that because like, that was like my first like introduction. Like I didn't even know who like anybody outside of Arnold Schwarzenegger was.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
nobody. I didn't follow anybody. I wasn't even into like social media at the time, even though it was out.
Yeah.
And so your bodybuilding actually started more when you're in your mid 20s or so? Or that's
Yeah,
when you were
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of, yeah, that's exactly when you actually said, I'm going to really start to train.
So I actually started training like for bodybuilding when I moved to San Diego. So I moved to San Diego and then I went to this gym called Self-Made Training Facility, became the lead trainer there and started working there as a lead trainer, personal trainer, and a gym manager. So I started managing the gym for this guy named Miguel Aguilar because at the time he owned that location and the rest of his facilities are all franchised. But those two, the one that he owned down in Point Loma is the one that I worked at, and then the one that he owns up in Temecula. So those are both headquarters technically. So he wanted me to manage that gym. So I managed that gym. Then I met this guy named Brian Martinez. Shout out to Brian. He was my first coach, and he was just like, "Man, you got an interesting physique, man." He was like, "I think you can go somewhere in bodybuilding. You should definitely try it out." And I was like, "Man, I don't know." And he was just like, "Man, I'll coach you for free."
Oh,
Dang.
wow.
I said, "Oh, seriously?" I said, "Damn, okay, well, this gentleman must know something that I don't know,
Right.
and he must think that I can go far in this." And he, I was just like, "Yeah, for sure." But the selling point to me, because I was starting my YouTube at that time, which I never actually stuck with, I actually transferred it to Instagram and paid more attention to that, which is so funny because when I first got here, I remember I hired this guy named Kevin Creates. I had him do my intro video for YouTube, and I was so serious about it. And then right after that, after I met that dude that same day, Miguel called me on the phone, or no, yeah, he hit me up on Instagram. Was like, "Hey man," he was like, he was like, "I would love to talk to you. You have a great look. I think you would have a future in personal training." All right, and he told me about his gym concept, and I went to go over there, got put onto the gym. But anyways, I met Brian. Brian took me on for free. And from then on out, that was pretty much
The start of
much
your
it.
actual building, actually
Yeah,
training to build your body like a bodybuilder.
right.
Yeah, nice, man.
Do you want to ask some of those further questions? He pretty much answered.
Oh, yeah, so,
Oh, shit.
Thank you.
so we already know how many years you've been working out. What do you eat as your daily meals?
There we go.
Like, and then what's like kind of like a go-to cheat meal or something like that?
I can definitely answer that.
Yeah, because myself are getting I mean, I've always been into fitness because of baseball,
Yeah.
and my dad was into the iron era, and my dad used to bodybuild himself.
Okay.
But he
Shout out to
told me,
Pops.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I've always been into fitness, but now it's not a bodybuilder, but I'm just trying to almost train like if I'm a bodybuilder. So I just want to know
You're just
what.
trying to like get your aesthetics up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and while getting in really good shape. And
Yeah.
so I've always ate good. I was raised on whole foods and eating really well.
Right.
And obviously when I see everyone, well, especially you, great body, what are you eating like
Right.
on a daily basis?
Well, I mean, it depends on what position I'm in, like what goal I'm chasing.
Okay.
So I can just start with like what I'm eating today, and then kind of give you guys an example of what I would eat on a different time of the season. But right now I'm bulking. I've been bulking for about a year and some change now, which is my first like true off season. When I first started bodybuilding back when I told you I met Brian, I never took time off. After that, it was just up.
Go.
I was just boom like that, and because I won my first show, and I had like three medals.
Sure, that's a great motivator.
Yeah, and like I had all these medals on. I remember this moment because I had all these medals around my neck, and I had this big ass fucking trophy. I have no idea why they made the trophy this big for novice.
Yeah.
Entry level, and even the open guys trophy was like this.
Yeah.
I was like, they really want us new guys to feel special.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was. That's
Yeah.
what I understand now. Is like they just wanted me to feel special.
Yeah.
I got
Build you up,
I got bought into this shit.
You still
Right?
earned it though.
Yeah,
I did. Hey, look, I appreciate that big trophy. Ain't no complaints.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I had this big ass trophy and all these medals around my neck, 3 of them, and they're just clean. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. And everybody's like looking at me like, who's this dude? I don't know anybody
Right.
yet. I don't know nobody in the industry. So everybody's like looking at me like, that already been lifting at TG, already been competing. I'm like, who is this guy? He lives in San Diego too? Like, who is this guy?
Right.
And then I had got open and I had got second in open, which is like basically just anybody can compete. Novice is more so you have to be new and never actually won
Won
won a show or competed. Yeah. Or I think just competed. No. If you won a show, you can't, because then they have true novice, which is like you like truly are like brand new, which is interesting. But yeah. After that, where was I at?
Oh, the meals.
The meals.
Yeah.
Okay, meals. Yeah, what I'm eating now. So I'm eating 900 grams of rice a day.
900 grams.
900 grams of rice.
How many
cooked?
Cups of rice would that be in it?
Yeah, how many cups? Like 6 cups? 8 cups?
Man, I don't really know.
I thought I was crazy eating 4 cups a day.
That's a lot of rice. That's a
Yeah.
lot of rice. That probably is around like 500 grams or so.
Okay.
4 cups of rice. It's probably a lot. I would say maybe like a cup and 1 3/4, maybe.
Okay.
Something
Okay,
like
because
that.
I'm having.
So I don't do it in grams. I do it in. I don't do it in cups. I do it in grams.
Yeah, that's where I need to learn those.
It's more
conversions.
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's more accurate for grams versus ounces too.
I was gonna say, don't you do ounces, but you say grams.
I do ounces with meats, with proteins. Yeah.
Okay.
Ounces with proteins. And then like grams with like grains, things of that matter. And
Oh, like your oats and your smoothie and stuff. Like
So
And then,
what does your breakfast
then
look
like smoothie, like I'll do like 4 egg whites, milliliters.
Okay.
So
That's how how does most of your breakfast go?
man, my breakfast is like 6 items. It's so like it's a lot. I don't know why, but it's a lot. That's what my coach has me doing, which I have a coach and I'm a coach. And that's a whole nother topic, but 2 slices of Ezekiel bread, 1 banana, 300 grams. No, I'm sorry, 3 ounces, and then 4 eggs. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. 4
Dang, I have more eggs than this guy.
4
I
eggs.
have, I have 6 eggs a day,
Yeah.
and I have 2 cups of rice. With
Right
it.
after that, I have 16 ounces of egg whites for my next meal.
Oh
He
shit!
drinks them.
Oh,
bro.
you
Like
drink
carton,
your
bro.
egg whites.
Well,
Jeez.
well, just for that because I ran out of my muscle egg. So muscle egg is double pasteurized egg whites, but they also put flavoring in it.
Oh yeah,
So they have like
good.
strawberry
no,
chocolate.
Gabby drinks those.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's super good.
at her
I'm
gym.
sponsored
Yeah.
by them, so I get it every month.
Yeah.
Super fire.
Yeah.
So easy to get it down to.
Damn.
I'd rather do that than like actually cook 16 ounces of egg whites.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Damn.
Man,
Wow.
I'm good.
All right. And then middle of the day, and then how do you finish your day with food?
So that 16 ounces of egg whites with 106 grams of
And keep in
oats.
mind, this is your bulk
Yeah,
meals, right? This
Yeah.
isn't to lean out.
no.
You would be cutting out all that rice, or
I'll be cutting that down
Yeah.
for sure, yeah. Because I eat a lot of fats too. So like my second meal, I have 16 ounces of, 16 grams of sunflower seed butter.
okay. Hey, never even heard of.
Yeah, I know. So I use it because I have eczema, right? So I have skin issues, and any like nuts, pause, are like highly inflammable to me. So I can't really eat like peanut butter. I can do almond butter, but peanut butter is a no go for sure. Yeah, but I'd rather just do sunflower seed butter, and it's more like it's more of a power food because it's a seed.
Got you.
Yeah, so it's
More
actually
of a superfood than just
it's more
a
of a
dairy,
superfood, like
yeah.
like pumpkin seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got sunflower seed,
Hemp seed. Yeah.
hemp seed. Yeah, it's more of a. It's better. Seeds are better than nuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Digest better too, you know.
They do. They do. They do. But yeah. So I'll have like 16 grams of sunflower seed butter at that meal. 106 grams of oats. I had 60 grams of oats for the first meal,
Dang.
and then I got 1, 2, 3 meals with rice in it. So I got 300, 300, 300. And then 7 ounces of tilapia in meal 3 and 4. And then 3.5 ounces of avocado in meal 4. And meal 5 is 6 ounces of steak, 300 grams of rice, and 50 grams of green beans. I weigh out my vegetables too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the portions.
So, most people don't do that
though.
though. I'm kind of weird. I was just like, you know what? If I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. And so I'm gonna weigh everything. Everything's getting weighed. So that way we're like super consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where I fall off a little. I just kind of eat, like
Yeah.
I think my breakfast is probably the only thing that's measured out because you have to measure out the rice. You count the eggs.
Yeah.
And then I get the amount of avocado I know and the amount of blueberries and
It looks right to you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
eyeball it, yeah. But then at that, it's like when you're not hungry, especially if you want to put on size, you're not gonna eat. Because you don't have to eat anything because you haven't made yourself eat it yet.
Yeah.
Right? So once you have a plan, that's when you can be like, fuck. All right, well, looks like I gotta get these rice
eat.
cakes.
It's time to eat. Yeah.
He knows because he seen me yesterday. I came down with the rice cakes, and he could see it in my face. Like I didn't want to eat that. I didn't want to eat it.
Well, that was me. That's me at work.
Like everybody's all chilling out. We're watching a movie, and that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to sit down and eat. Even when I sat down, it took me like 20 or 30 minutes to eat. What was it? 3 rice cakes and 16-ounce carton of egg whites. That shouldn't take no longer than 2 minutes.
Yeah. That's me at work. At one point, I'll heat up my like chicken, rice, vegetables, and it's just kind of heated up there, steaming, and I'm like, I'll eat it in a bit, like and then I just start eating it.
Well, you're trying to put on size, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the.
But
That's what you
I'm
get
eating
when-
like crazy now, and there's times where, especially right now, I'm not eating any junk food, no sodas, nothing but just water. With a little bit of creatine and like just 5 grams a day. I'm not even doing the 10 grams a day.
Yeah, creatine is the truth.
Yeah.
If anybody out there wants a supplement, creatine.
Yeah, I just do creatine, protein.
That's it.
And that's it. But
Well, protein too.
right now I'm
Probably
just
second
eating super, super lean, but it's just requiring me to eat so much.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. But as you're saying, meal 5, and I'm over here just 3 meals a day thinking it's going to be enough. And I'm not putting on size, and I'm like, well, there it is.
There's 6 meals total. I've gotten to 7.
No.
I gotten to 7. But the 7th
And they're
meal,
not huge
the
meals, but
7th
they are
meal is
portioned
like
pretty big.
like
so.
casein and butters. So I'll do like the 7 meals.
Yeah, see, in casing, that's where I was
Yeah.
thinking
So
maybe a casing before I go to bed because it breaks down slower,
what
right?
happens too is that
Than
you want to
whey.
add in that fat, so that fat will slow your digestive system down.
Yeah, because my
So that way,
metabolism's through the
your
roof.
protein or whatever you're eating with that fat, it doesn't digest so fast to where the absorption rate is
It's
lower.
minimal. Yeah.
It's lower. So you increase the absorption rate when you add in some fats.
I'll actually intake that
Yeah.
protein that I'm eating all day instead of just flushing out because my metabolism's so
Right.
fast.
Yeah.
You just
Right.
like I'm burning
Just
it.
you can't get over like 163,
But the
165.
but the only issue that you're going to run into too with doing that is that you're now going to be full for longer.
Talk about your cheat meal. What's your cheat meal?
Oh yeah. Cheat meal. Normally it's a burger and fries.
Okay, from where?
It's super simple and I know what it's going to do. Like,
Yeah, that's funny. That's
you know what I mean?
That's
Like
my cheat meal Sunday because I
I
haven't had a cheat meal in 21 days.
Yeah.
I've been on a fast.
yeah.
And literally, I'm thinking,
Hey,
I'll just
congratulations.
appreciate it.
That's awesome.
I'll just get a burger and fries. I'm like, because I know what I'm gonna get.
What kind of fast are you on?
So it's just like all water plus lean meals. So
It's from our church.
yeah,
21
so
day
it's
fast.
all lean chicken, steak, salmons, nothing basically that's from like a package. It's like if it's from a package, it's like raw chicken, raw stuff like that. Everything cooked.
So you're pretty much polio right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To the most you can be, you know.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
probably the only package thing I get is butter. That's about it.
Okay.
So yeah, I do have a good amount of butter, bacon, but that's still
Is it keto?
no, that's paleo still.
Okay.
Yeah, when you eat bacon and all that,
Okay.
and butter and all that, it takes it out of keto, but it's almost the same.
It's because the fats.
So paleo and keto are almost the same. The only difference is carbs, right?
Well,
Is
no,
a lot
no.
of potatoes.
I got to correct you. So paleo is just whole food.
Okay.
Whole
Okay.
food.
So that's
So
what I'm doing though for
It's
sure.
whole food, like
whole foods.
no
Preservatives.
no preservatives, no processed,
Right,
no
there you go.
boxed,
There you go.
anything.
Nothing boxed.
Whole food,
Mhm.
like
Source.
fruits, vegetables, meats, and
Herbs, a few.
herbs.
Yeah, that's basically all I'm eating
Yeah.
for 21 days. And so that's all I've ate.
Yeah.
Where at one point I was drinking like 5 espressos a day,
Like if
2 sodas a day.
yeah, like even if you're like a true, like if you're like true polio, like you're either gonna make your own ketchup, or you're going to like get that like real like authentic ketchup that's like made from tomatoes from somebody's farm, like you know, not Heinz.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
There's
so-
a whole bunch of different stuff
Come on
up in
now.
So
there.
yeah, and a lot of the stuff that's bottled, we tend to think it can't be made, but it comes from originally being made in a home,
Right.
and now they processed
Now they
it to
processed
give you
it.
this version of it when it's not
And they
even
mix a
real
whole
food.
bunch of other stuff so they
Yeah.
can speed it up.
Yeah, and it's
And then
not
make
real food. and
make
there's
you
no
addicted to
nutrition.
it, so that way.
Yeah.
And there's sugar,
Yes.
processed sugar added to the ketchup, so stuff like that. What's keto then? It's no carbs, right?
Keto is no carbs, so you have to get into
Ton
this
of protein.
ton of protein, ton of fat, little
Okay, so
carbs,
fat.
because when your body is processing off of so many proteins and fats, it works off this thing called glycogen. And when you don't have anything to create the glycogen, your body switches energy resources. So instead of carbohydrates or glycogen, it goes to fats, and then it puts you in this state called ketosis. And you
I've never actually heard the breakdown
know,
of that.
and when you do keto, you if you're really doing it, you have to take this ketosis test every single day to ensure that you're in ketosis. They're like little keto sticks. I think you pee on them.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I've just heard basically like, oh, I'm on keto right now. It's like, but they just don't do carbs.
And that's why a lot of food brands
Yeah.
say like keto friendly or like so.
That's the worst label, bro. Next to organic, that is the worst label ever. Like it just be like keto friendly, and then the macros be absolutely terrible. I'm like, why is there so many? First of all, it's keto. Why is there so many carbs Why is there so many carbs?
Yeah.
Right?
If any, you know, yeah.
Yeah,
so
if any.
many.
And it'd be like, you know, like one serving of this little bag of whatever you're eating, these keto nuggets, is going to be like your entire day. It's going to be like 120% of your carbs that you're supposed to eat for the entire day.
Yeah.
Your net carbs. So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, man.
All right. Cool. Next question. So, at what point should someone consider sticking to natural or taking steroids? I know you're in the bodybuilding industry and stuff like that. So, when should somebody decide to take steroids or stay natty?
My man said, I got the good questions. All right. Well, hey, I'm not natural. I am 33 years old. I'm not natural. But I also don't abuse and I don't promote.
Yeah.
Do not promote.
Yeah.
I started at the age of 28.
Okay.
So I've already lived my manhood. I've already come to, a whole new like establishment within my body. My testosterone levels are regulated. I've reached my final growth spurt. I'm a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I would recommend to anybody out there that does want to transition. Become a man first.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
In that sense, just to keep it simple, just become a man.
Yeah.
You're technically not a man until you hit your final growth spurt, which is normally around 25. So, I wouldn't recommend you doing anything until you've established that.
And fully developed.
Fully developed. And then at the same time as there, I wouldn't even recommend you start taking until you understand how to actually train the body. Mm-hmm. If you don't know how to work out, you don't know how to connect to your muscles, you shouldn't try to connect to another substance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that should be, because that means you were 3-4 years into training before even really starting to think about adding that.
Well, that's just how well his body was developed naturally. You know what I mean? That's what the coach saw in
That's
him.
what they saw.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're missing the what are the things that connect trains? Mm-hmm. What are those called?
Shoot. Connector? It's connectors, no?
I don't know. Hook?
The couplings?
Yeah.
Is it a coupling?
But you're missing the coupling.
Yeah.
If it's not connecting, your train is missing a caboose. Mm-hmm. So it's just like you're going to have either mal results or you're going to have a bad reaction to whatever what you're doing. Like injuries or just like you're not optimizing your opportunity in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're really not maximizing opportunity because first of all, if you establish your testosterone levels, your foundation is going to be higher.
That's what I was going to say, foundation.
You feel me?
Yeah, you got to build
and I'm just trying to like put this in the most simplest way possible. I'm not a scientist. Right. I'm not a doctor. I do not have a certification or degree to speak on this. So as far as my knowledge goes, and my understanding is that less is best. And the best way for you to actually optimize your results is by having a higher foundation. So you just have to stack this much, not this much.
To try and catch,
And when people try to do that, that happens. They have terrible breakouts. They have terrible reactions. They have to go to the hospital because they don't know what they're doing. Like they're taking way too much. They're reading stuff on... You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. Like, don't try to do this on your own.
Right.
Like, make sure you get advice from a professional. Make sure you get, legally can get it.
Yeah.
And, have somebody give you the proper amount of that you should take.
Yeah.
Like, do not just be going out there just to go on like some forum and be like, all right, well, Christopher told me that, 1 milliliter, one shot a week. And, like I've heard the craziest things because the bottles have, labels too, just like food. You have one packet equals this, right? Mm-hmm. 1 milliliter equals this many grams of testosterone. And people will just go by, all right, well, I'm supposed to do one shot here, and then one shot here. And I'm like, bro, do you even know like how much that is? Like, no, I just know that it's 3 shots, supposed to do 3 shots a week. And I'm like, well, how many milligrams of testosterone is that? Because that has a cause and effect on your body because your body has a test level.
it can only produce and absorb so much.
Well, you have a test level, and that's why you have to get blood work, so you know where your test level, you know where your foundation is at,
Yeah.
Okay.
so you know how much to give your body.
Dang.
Because if you're,
Okay.
let's say if you're a dude with just fucking crazy testosterone level, like it's like at like a 900, you know, and you want to be unnatural, like by you raising it too high, you might be putting yourself in a bad paradigm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A position to where like your estrogen levels and your testosterone levels are like really off balance.
Yeah.
Because they have to be balanced. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Makes
They don't
sense.
have to be balanced, but they have to, you know, equate to some type of like
Some sort of medium where they
medium. You know what I mean?
Whereas
Because
before you even take it, that's where they were balanced at. So now you take it, and now they're still balanced
right,
where they're supposed to be.
right,
At.
which your testosterone level will be higher than your estrogen levels.
Right.
You're a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you, when I mean balance, like balance as in like when you came into this world naturally, and your body developed. You know what I'm saying? It also developed your foundational points of estrogen and testosterone. And that's another thing too, is that a lot of guys think that estrogen is bad, but estrogen is the thing that gets you to perform, not testosterone. It's total opposite what a lot of people think. Like
Yeah.
estrogen is the thing that actually helps you perform.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
testosterone is more for muscle building,
Right.
not so much performing.
testosterone is for anabolics. I would say strength for sure, but anabolic for where like if you if it. I don't want to misspeak, and I don't want people to be like, "Yo, that's fucking wrong." But as far as I know, you know, testosterone itself is an anabolic. There's anabolics and there's androgens, right? To be anabolic means that basically it's anti-breakdown of muscle, right? So if you are anabolic, it means that your muscle is less prone to breaking down, and it's more prone to growing. You're in a growth state.
Yeah, yeah.
You're what's it called in the market? It's a bear market,
Okay.
or is it bull?
Bull's going up,
Bull.
bear's going down.
Bull. It's a bull, right? You're in your bull market. You're going up. You're catching momentum. Yeah, a lot of people sleep on estrogen because like some people try to eliminate estrogen because they think that it's bad for
Makes
you.
you feminine or
But
something.
the
yeah.
thing is that like, okay, so when you reduce estrogen, you dry out, right? Because estrogen has the body hold water. That's the reason why men look so more defined than women.
Oh, okay.
You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
that makes sense.
because we have less estrogen than women, so women have a lot more water. And that's the reason why women are a lot more curvier, why they have bigger hips and all these type of things, is because they have a lot more water
That makes
retention.
sense.
than
And
we
as
do.
their body was growing and developing that foundation, it built that type of body based off holding stores more water.
Right.
Maybe because they bear children,
Yeah.
they need to store more water,
Right.
etc.
Right.
Beyond us, but
Right.
yeah.
But I mean, but you guys see like how a lot of women are like strong in like means of like bearing children and doing these other things. Women have great stamina, you know what I mean, and things like that. And I feel like that comes from, this is what I think. It's not what I scientifically have researched at all, but I believe that that has a strong doing with estrogen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I feel like
believe
that
that
plays a very
Yeah.
good part in the good things
Yeah.
that make women women.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
know
that's
what I mean?
true because I didn't even really think of that because, yeah, as men, you just hear the negatives of estrogen.
Yeah.
Yet that's like the first time I've heard
that
Right, like you,
masculine thing.
like you,
any positivity
you don't want to
on
eat
it.
tofu, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's bad for you.
Yeah, so that's funny though. That's
Yeah.
the first time I've really heard some positivity on estrogen.
Yeah.
Thank you
'Cause
for
that's true.
enlightening us with that.
For sure.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
For sure. Be one with estrogen.
There we go. All right. So we're gonna shift topics here a little bit.
Cool.
So I know you weren't big into social media for the most part, but when you came into getting into social media, when did you know you were going to become a personal brand, and how did that become? How did that come to be?
This is a great question. Well, personal brand. I don't think I really accepted myself as a personal brand until like the recent years.
Okay.
Maybe like since 2020, because I was more so trying to create a brand, and that would be something that's not me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have my name in it, or it doesn't have my face, my characteristics, or my attributes. So I was really just more so. Maybe I was chasing a brand, but I didn't understand the concept of I am my brand.
Right.
I didn't understand that concept. I thought like you had to create a brand, but your brand is already created. You just have to show it to the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's something that I understood by being underneath people, learning from others. I've been with so many like great creators in my life. When I started out self-made, I met Quest, a great creator, creative director. He pretty much told me like all like the back ends of like how to create. We used to shoot every single day, multiple times a day sometimes, because
Right.
we both lived downtown and we were right here. And so did the videographer. He was like his either roommate or next door neighbor or something like that.
Okay.
And then, we created this thing called We Run SD. And at the time, it was basically to promote for membership. So it was an organization that we wanted to create for content creators to come together, whether they're models, athletes, or actual creators, photographers, videographers. And everybody has a pool that they can pull from. If an athlete or a model needs a photographer or a videographer, they have that access.
Right.
Right. And then, me or Quest would help direct it. And then, everybody would eat at the table together. So that was the whole concept. It was super cool. We used to do like random like secret meetups. It was like some Yeezy shit, bro. Because like Yeezy wouldn't notify until like the day of to like where he's dropping the bag off.
Yeah.
It was just like that because we would just be like, okay, we're announcing the location today, and at the location it would be tryouts. So it'd be people trying out, but they would have to actually perform in order to make the team. So it wasn't like a team full of bimbos. It was people who actually
They were about that life.
they were about that life.
Yeah.
Like you had to either like get those shots or you had to either like do some creative ass shit. It was pretty much like a group class of how to create ASRE content.
There you go.
Pretty much. And that was my second people that I worked with that were like heavy like creators that I learned a lot from was ASRV. I got to be at their headquarters because I worked there for a little bit because initially they just needed help. And then I was going to school at the time and I was trying to like grow my business and become a content creator myself. So I was just like, why not? I need money and it's paying well. It's like $25 an hour.
Okay.
Just picking and packing orders and the environment's so chill.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it was a no-brainer to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It all made sense. And I worked with these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got to like shoot I was already at the studio. So I would like literally get told that, come to the studio. We're going to shoot you for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He'll be back type thing. So it was really cool. And then, I started getting into like more bodybuilding and I kind of phased out of ASRV. But obviously, I still rock with them to this day. Yeah, I love the team over there. They're awesome. Jay Martin, really cool dude.
Yeah.
I think we were in the same. I think he's in '09 too.
Okay.
I want to say Jay's '09 too.
There we go.
Yeah, but the team's cool. Like everything, like those guys mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
I never told them that, but they mean a lot to me because they helped me kind of establish who I am today. Like I would have not even known how to like act in front of a camera,
Right.
or speak.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about the speaking. Just all these type of things I would have never even known how to do.
Right.
That a lot of people struggle because you can't pick up a book and learn this.
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
You have to
That
be
video was
around.
sent recently.
You have to be around people, and that kind of
You got to be in the trenches.
yeah, and it's kind of like the same thing how I was with like coaching and bodybuilding. Like I learned a lot about how to be a good coach and how to be a good bodybuilder because I always trained with these guys.
Right.
Like I've trained with some of the best. And I've literally trained with them, not because I wanted to actually just like train with them, but more so I wanted to learn from them.
Right.
Now I always took notes, bro.
Yeah.
Always. I'm always like just listening, because you know I am. I'm very like
Studious.
just studious, yeah. So I was always just listening and just watching and paying attention and always hungry. And that's pretty much how I got a lot of my positions. Like I was able to get like the ASRV contract because I always showed up. I always like was like helping Quest and like shadowing him and like this and that, hitting up ASRV, buying some of the products. And that's what I recommend to people out there like trying to get a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Is to actually like immerse yourself into the brand so the brand sees you as one of theirs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and where is your brand at now, and where are you taking it?
my brand now is Against All Odds, by Antwan Morrow. That's my brand. Currently working on this cool project where basically I'm the professor, and I have a school. It's off this platform called School, SKOOL. Alex Hormozy, you know who that is?
The investor guy, always works.
The
like
investor guy.
Strip,
he started off by like being known as like a gym owner.
Yeah.
Oh, he's huge.
Yeah.
He could step on stage.
Yeah.
If he wanted to.
100%.
But yeah. So you know, this kid reached out to me and he talked to me. He was just like, "Yo, I can help you scale through your followers." Blah blah blah. I was like kind of suspect about it, and then I had reached out to him, talked to him. We sat down. It sounded like an amazing opportunity for me to be able to give more value out to others, and just be able to have more reach rather than just funneling one-on-one, because you know I can only put so much time and effort into one person.
Right.
But if I have a community, I can affect a lot of people. If one person asks us a question, I can answer the question, and then everybody knows. Or whenever I want to dial in and tell my people something that they need to hear for that day, fitness tip, trick, how to, you know, your goals or whatever, you know, I'm there to deliver that. And then they can also buy programs to their chest, back, buys, you know.
So it's kind of like Reddit and Discord, but also like learning platform as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
That's
And then it's like, you know, it's mine.
Right.
So everybody's there because of me. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like orchestrating the whole thing.
Right.
And for those that, you know, can't afford one-on-one training, there's other options. There's like smaller programs and things like that. But that's my brand.
Okay.
Cool. So for our last question, what are going to be your 2024 goals?
My goals for 2024 is to establish my first product. Definitely going to be one of my goals. My second goal is going to be become a pro bodybuilder.
Okay.
My third goal is to pay off my Tesla.
Okay.
And then my fourth goal is to start my ADU.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah. You got anything you want to add?
Nah, man. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it, man.
It's an honor for sure.
All right, you guys. That's Iron Sharpens Iron and our guest star, Antwan. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.